Article 2, Electric Service, Division 2 rates, the City of Dothan Code of Ordinances in its entirety.
Motion for immediate consideration.
Need a second?
That was
Second.
number 11, right?
All in favor say yea.
Yea.
All opposed say nay. Need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Need a second? Second. All right, any discussion? We do have two privileges of the floor. So if you don't mind, we'll do those first. First one is Terry Lassiter. Okay, Terry, if you come up and introduce yourself. You have 3 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. First of all, I want to thank Mr. Ferguson and Ms. Kenworth. They have really worked over the last several months and all, since they've been in office, to try and save our residents money and try not to come up with higher fees and all that. But I do appreciate everything that you guys are doing. I really do. I won't take much of your time, but again, thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk. Yesterday, I tried to reach each of you, except for the District 2 commissioners. I'll tell you why I didn't contact Mr. Newsom in just a moment. I wanted to find out who will be voting, yes for the increase in the electric and sewer. Well, District 1 at that time was undecided. District 3, of course, was yes. And District 4, Mr. Ferguson was no, and Ms. Kenworth was also yes. Now, Mr. Mayor, I believe you tried calling me while I was on the phone with Ms. Beth.
Sorry.
And but that's okay. Thank you for trying to call me back yesterday afternoon. And but I knew exactly how he would have voted,
Right.
because Mr. Kirkland was voting yes, and he always votes the way the mayor votes. And we have record to prove that, of course. And I'm here to ask you to please vote no, but that's already done and gone, And to help, back in 2009 we had an increase for 5 years there, and that was supposed to take care of a lot of the problems with the EPA and all that, but apparently that money is gone somewhere. I don't know where it's at. We're paying extra for it. And now, guys, the reason why I didn't contact Mr. Newsom, District 2 Commissioner, I live in District 2. I feel like I don't have any representation in District 2 on the city council here. I called Mr. Newsom whenever his girlfriend was found guilty. I called him that afternoon and I asked him to resign, and of course he hung up on me. So that's why I feel like I don't have the representation, because of the situation that he has been in. And I'm here today to also to ask him to please, sir, please resign, please. Let's stop this stuff and let's get someone in here that District 2 can be proud of, and we can have representation again. I really would appreciate that. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. All right, the other privilege of the floor is Sandra Ball.
My name is Sandra Ball, and I live in District 4. I wanted to say approximately 12 years ago, a customer service charge was added to our utility bills. Since that time, that has steadily increased. Water rates along with sewer rates have increased. I don't know if any of these increases, if the city has put this money into a separate fund or not. But if you haven't, it should have been, because back when Chester Saul was in office and they passed an increase of water, I came to the commission and asked them then to put it in a separate fund, and they didn't do it. They put it into the general fund. So I don't know where you're at on that. So I'd like to see these increases go into a separate fund. That settles then where this money is going. Also, I just wanted to say that, when we have an increase, it's not just the increase we see on our bill. It's other increases. It's increases when businesses have an added expense, they pass it on to customers. When nonprofits, which I volunteer at one, try to help people with their utility bills, which they do, that means they have to get people to donate more money, or they will have to cut back on the amount of people they can help. And then, with this increase, some people are gonna have to cut back on food, medical expenses, other expenses. To pay they're having an issue right now. I understand the city writes off over $1 million every year in debt that you don't collect from utility bills, is that correct?
That's probably close.
Okay. So, I'm just saying that this increase is not gonna help, people in that way. But, and also then today, we don't have, a representative sitting there for District 6. I mean, it's not like that person is out on vacation, is ill. District 6 does not have a representative here today. And also then, I was really wanting you to go back and look to see where the city could really cut back on expenses. I think there's areas where you could cut back on expenses. I think one of the areas is maybe the cars that are out there that city, I'm not talking about police cars, but other cars that, city people drive back and forth to work. That would be one expense right there, but I think there's a lot of expenses that you could look at that you could cut back.
Thank you, ma'am, appreciate it. All right, any other discussion from the commission?
Mayor, Billy, would you kind of give us just a real quick, for the public record, overview of these suggested increases? Please, sir.
Okay. The average, or the real bottom line to these increases is we haven't rebased our rates or reset our rates since 2000 to match what we're being charged from our wholesaler. The demand charge that we receive is going up considerably. We haven't changed our rates to account for that. We pass through some percentages, but that doesn't help with your rates. And there's some points in our rates that are below our cost. And when you have extreme weather incidents such as we had in the winter of 2014, it hurt our bottom line on what we paid to our wholesaler because we didn't make it in our retail rates. So it's rebased, and the average across everybody, industrial, commercial, residential, is 2%. But when you look at residential, our average residential customer uses 1,479 kilowatt hours a month. And you're going to see, on average, if you average their bill for 12 months, a $1.31 increase in their bill. Well, if you use less power than that, you're actually going to see, to a point, there's no increase. What's happening is we're raising the winter months, which are 7 months, lowering the summer months to come up with an average bill because we reset our rates. So really, it's not a big charge to the customers, it's really just resetting our rates. That's the bottom line of what we're doing.
You said we have a 7-month winter period?
We have a 7-month winter period and a 5-month summer period that we're billed from our wholesaler on our cost. And we have a winter rate that lower block is a big problem for the city, and that's why we have to rebase our rates.
So basically, it's due to the ice issue we had back in February, I think.
When you have that big
Right.
use of power in the wintertime, it really hurts our bottom line. So you have to rebase the rates to account.
Now, point out one thing, you said we've only raised by percentage. The only time other than that one time we had 4% that we've raised rates is because our wholesale rates increased up.
Right, the only time that we've actually increased to cover our expenses was in 2005, and that was a 2% increase. So we haven't increased rates other than our wholesale rates since 2005. So everything that's been is a pass-through percentage of what our wholesaler charges us that we've sent to our customers.
How does that increase itemize on the bill? Is it a customer charge?
No, it's just a percentage on the energy used.
So we have rebased our rates since 2000.
No, we haven't rebased, we just added a percentage to our bill. It's not resetting our structure, it's just adding a percentage on top of the
All rate structure will get that increase.
That's right, it's just across the board, which doesn't reset your rates to parallel what the wholesaler is charging us in their rates.